You're watching the Weather Channel. Weather you can always turn to for accurate, dependable weather forecasts 24 hours a day.
Blizzard warnings remaining in effect for many parts of the east. The major cities will be under the throes of a serious, potentially crippling snowstorm for the next 24 hours. A major snowfall has already begun through much of the southeast. Some unusual spots picking up snow. Asheville, North Carolina, 5 inches. Meridian, Mississippi, 5 inches. And Birmingham already 4. And what's interesting about all that thunderstorm activity throughout the state of Alabama is thunder has been reported at Anniston, Alabama, at Birmingham. Thunder and heavy snow, all part of a major storm. The ingredients getting together here: cold air from the north, plus low pressure from the Gulf of Mexico. Our computer forecasts are dramatically indicating just what the potential is for this storm, dropping the barometric pressure to record levels in the southeast. It's close to that right now in some cases, to record levels at Washington, D.C., and ultimately in the New England states. With that kind of a drop in the barometric pressure, that means a tremendous amount of wind, snow, blizzard warnings in effect from Washington to Boston right now. Perhaps one of the great storms of the century is now underway, and the warnings have been heeded. People taking preparations in some unusual spots, including Atlanta, Georgia.
Because I used to get here around 9:30, and it's parking lots, maybe 30, 40 cars, but now you look out there and it's packed.
Mainly just getting some beer, or we'd be snowed in for the weekend.
No, I'm not going to worry about it at all, because I've seen it, and I don't think we'll get too much here.
They say it's going to come in here, so I thought I'd better get stocked up a little bit.
Buying any extra?
No, I don't think so. I don't believe it'll last that long. It's March, man.
Well, that snow, in fact, in the deep south will begin to melt away early next week, but it has been snowing hard in parts of Mississippi, Alabama, and even New Orleans had a reduced visibility in snow earlier in the evening on Thursday, as the snow coming down very hard, producing the scenes you see here. During the daylight hours, looks like a major snowfall will be moving up the eastern seaboard. Of course, those scenes being on Friday. A coastal flood watch remaining in effect on the west side of Florida. Tornadoes reported just north of the Tampa-St. Petersburg area. And a coastal flood watch remains in effect from the Little River Inlet to Virginia Beach, north of which a coastal flood warning is in effect from Watch Hill, Rhode Island, all the way down to the mouth of the Chesapeake Bay. Narragansett Bay under a coastal flood watch, and the warning remains in effect over the south coast of Massachusetts. Right now, it would appear that low pressure area will race up the eastern seaboard. Boston and New York snowing hard during the afternoon on Saturday, continuing into Saturday night and part of Sunday, too, across northernmost New England. A serious snowstorm, probably changing over to rain along coastal New England, but from Worcester County and perhaps as far east as Route 495 west of Boston onto the North Country, well, you're really going to catch a major snowfall. The area in white here represents where the snowfall will likely exceed a foot in the northern mountains of Georgia, almost down into the Atlanta suburbs perhaps, and all the way up into western North Carolina. Asheville, already a solid half foot on the ground, into Pennsylvania and parts of southern New England. Blizzard conditions for all of these areas during Saturday and Saturday night into Sunday across areas farther north. A look at our satellite sequence will show just why the energy that was over California 2 days ago has swung east and is now generating a very large storm in the eastern Gulf of Mexico, which will be moving up the eastern seaboard, dropping the barometric pressure to 28.11 potentially in the Washington, D.C. area. There's a look at your jet stream as that storm will race out to sea, and the Arctic air will be following. In the west, well, that's where the weather conditions are going to be exceptional. Nice sunshine coming up this weekend, but even there, we're indicating the possibility of a weather pattern change later next week. Well, here's a look at Saturday morning's weather map as we show that storm roaring up the eastern seaboard. Cape Hatteras may get into the warm, humid air. Thunderstorms locally severe overnight through Florida with the threat of tornadoes. And that low tracking off towards the northeast will be an explosive deepener. Arctic air will follow. The wind from the west around that storm with a clearing sky will be horrendous to hurricane force. Again, a lot of hurricanes don't get down to the central pressure that this wintertime storm will have. Late Sunday afternoon, pushing to the north off the Virginia Capes, and likely right up over eastern New England Saturday night and into Sunday.